Hey everybody, it's Edward. I'm going to speak here today on about gaming, how it affects our lives, and what we can do. And people will be like, "Hey, how can gaming affect our lives? It's just a game, right?" Well, wrong. Gaming nowadays is addictive. It's always been addictive, even when I was growing up and being a kid. Playing Pong or the Atari or ColecoVision and stuff like that. But the frame rates nowadays are much higher. Uh, there's a lot more subliminal messaging going on, and there's a lot of other factors to consider. More people are brought up on phones, iPads, desktops, and than they were when I was growing up. And I lived through it all, and I can say with 100% certainty, gaming has affected our lives in many ways. And one of the ways I'm going to talk about is how it affects your brain, how it affects your emotions. How it makes you, if you're playing a game for a prolonged period of time, where you can just sit there and not eat anything, or other games where you sit there and you just like a South Park episode, you're just crunching away and just vegging out, playing a game 5, 8, 12 hours a day. It's something that we need to get take in consideration, because that's not healthy. It's not a healthy lifestyle when we ignore our parents, ignore our siblings, ignore our loved ones, or even our work. So gaming affects us all. I've been gaming most of my life, mostly online nowadays. I haven't been on a console in many years. The last console game I was on, I think it was N64, GoldenEye, and the All-Star Baseball. Good games, both of them. But I've been mostly, since the dawning of the internet, I think it was '97 where it was, but I didn't really get on the internet until maybe 98, 99. So, and then, the big thing back in those days were chat rooms. And then the online gaming got kind of big. EverQuest was one of those games that was pretty popular, but I never got into EverQuest. But get back to the heart of the matter here, and that is, you gotta be careful when you're gaming. Don't let it run your life. Don't let it ruin your life, for that matter. I know a lot of people do gaming because it's fun. I won't deny that it is fun, but at the same time, people use gaming as an escape method, or as escapism. Just to get away from their feeling pain, or feeling suffering in their lives, or being in a bad situation. Now, people being abused, so they get into gaming because that's their only solace. It's their only place where they feel like they're not in an abusive relationship or abusive home, and it feels like they can just get away and whatnot. But at the same time, they become dependent on that. Not just for those situations, but people become dependent on gaming because it's a means of getting away from your school life, your work life, your home life, and people have been neglecting themselves and each other for way too long, and something needs to be said about this. And of course, there's people out there gaming responsibly, and not letting it ruin your life. But I will be willing to bet everything I own that more people are addicted to gaming than anything else, even more so than food. Well, all right, I'm pushing it there, but you get the idea. I mean, gaming is very addicting, especially nowadays with the frame rates and the subliminal messaging in games and whatnot, and all that stuff. It really, there's so many avenues there with the music, with the visualizations and everything. Just keeps you so engrossed in the game until you ask yourself why. It's like, if anyone's ever played a game and it's like they just can't stop playing it, why is that? I mean, we all say, oh, it's an awesome game, it's a great game to play, and you just can't put it down. But really think about that. What's keeping you in that game for such a long time, and why you keep coming back to it. And I'm speaking to you WoW players. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone's trying to get away from World of Warcraft, but for some reason, you always come back. Anyway, I digress. It's not just for WoW, but just for any type of game, whether it be a shooter game or whether it be a MMO or whatever, you know. So now, kids, this is important. This is not just for, I'm talking to adults, but I'm talking to you kids, you know, ages 4 on up, and some of us are still kids, even up in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, who's been gaming for a long time. And you guys need to listen to your parents. You guys, when they say to stop, you know, to go to bed or to go outside and play with your friends, because you know you don't want to be stuck in the house or on your phone all day. It's not good. I mean, I when I was your age, I gamed a little bit, but it wasn't as addicting as it is today than it was when I was growing up. So it's important to play a little bit, but I would stress to you, don't play all day inside or wherever. Just get outside, do your homework, play with your friends, play basketball, do whatever you like. You know, go outside and have some fun, because you need to get outside, and you need to get away from gaming all day in your house. It's not a good. You're not setting yourself up very good there. I mean, you may say that, well, you sound like my mom, or you sound like my dad, or you sound like my uncle. It's like, listen, I've been in your shoes. My generation, I'm 44 years old. My generation was the first generation with home gaming for youngins. I mean, Pong came out. You may not know what Pong is. Some of you may know what Pong is. Pong came out in the 70s, early 80s. But I'm talking about for kids with home gaming consoles and all that stuff, and playing day in, day out. That started with Atari, you know, ColecoVision and Pong and all that stuff, and then with the computers came with the Commodore a little bit later. But I know what I'm talking about. You know, get outside, have some fun, get away from gaming. And that goes for you adults as well. You know, don't neglect your children. Don't neglect your livelihood. You know, do your bills. You know, go outside, cut the grass. You know, go to do your laundry. You know, I mean, we all have been there. We've all put things off. So, we'll do it tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But most of the time, it doesn't get done, or it gets so backed up. We dig ourselves in the hole, and sometimes we lose out on our relationships with our family members. You know, people start distancing themselves, and you start losing touch with, you know, with that aspect of your life, and even and with work as well. Now, I know some of you kids and some of you guys are going to say, well, what about the gamers that are streamers, you know, that are making money and doing this for a living? Well, it affects all, right? I mean, if you want to do that for your life, then that's up to you. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but what I am saying is that you be very careful of how much you game, because it really, really has an effect on you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Whether it be, you know, not sleeping as much, whether it be overeating or not eating enough, not getting outside, getting physical activity, it really, really affects you. And take it from me, I know what I'm talking about. I myself have been trying to get away from gaming for several years now. I've pretty much got away mostly from World of Warcraft. Fortnite, I've been on and off of it a little bit, but it's a hard game to get away from. But sorry, I'm just looking here. I'm at work right now. Don't tell anyone I am at work. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing my job here. You may ask, what am I doing? I am a cab driver in Las Vegas. So I'm underneath the Aria right now, and just waiting to go up the tunnel here to visit, to take a passenger to where they need to go, where that may be in the city, to the airport, to another hotel. So anyways, I'm back to gaming here. I want to try to cut this as short as possible. I know I tend to, you know, stay too long on topics here and my videos, but I want for you guys to keep asking questions, like I said in my past videos, but ask yourselves this for gaming. Are you spending too much time gaming and not paying attention to homework or school, or to your brothers and sisters, to your mother and father, to work, to your family, to your loved ones? Are you not doing things for yourself, like cleaning your room up, or you're not taking care of your laundry, or doing grocery shopping, or whatever it may be? I'm talking to everybody here, you know, whether it be kids, you know, teenagers or adults. Everybody we're in a day and age where technology is to the point where everyone has gamed at least once in their life. Okay, so except for maybe my parents. My parents are like 70 or 80 years old. They don't get me wrong. There's people who game at that age, but they're not into it as much as we have been most of our lives. Most of their lives, they haven't really been that much into it. But anyways, that's what I want to leave with today. Don't let gaming ruin your life. Don't become so addicted to the game where you're abandoning everything in your life. You're not taking care of yourself, because it really does mess with your mind. It messes with your body and your emotions. And I want you guys to realize this. I'm not saying you have to quit gaming. I'm trying to very, very hard here. But just like any addiction, it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you can quit easily, but when you've been gaming as much as I have most of my life, it's very hard. And I don't want that to happen for you guys, where you guys become dependent on gaming and like that. I want you guys to understand the dangers of it. Okay, so don't overindulge yourself. That means don't overdo it, and try to have some balance in your life. Get outside. It's very important to get outside, get out of the house, and get away from the laptop or the your phone or your iPad or whatever it may be. So all right, leave you guys with that, and thanks for watching.